So you've given us iconic moments, but we have to talk about your hell yeah moment.
Oh my God.
Um, because that really took off into a world of its own.
Yeah. You know what? Hell yeah. Yeah.
Did you think that all these like brands and just like reuses of the audio would go
Oh,
crazy on TikTok?
I'm not gonna lie. Like the original video, because it was kind of like so risque. I was like, it ain't gonna be nothing, girl. Then I literally woke up the next day and we was already like at like 3.2 million views, and I was like, okay,
Mhm.
well, this is tea. And then one thing linked to the next, girl. The sound started trending on the TikTok charts. It just would. It was it. That sound, I would say, kind of changed my life, but the life that I was living was already tea. But girl, it
Mhm.
definitely added a little extra flavor.
What is up, GU? It is your content editor, Danielle, right here. And I'm so excited because we have our official host for Creators House and Kickback at this year's festival, Frankie Blue.
Period. Period. Period.
I am so excited, Frankie, that you're going to be working with us. We actually worked together briefly at
Yeah.
Houstonia.
Was so good. Good
Literally
old
so
days.
good. Let me tell you, Frankie is the fashion doll, so I know he's gonna
Oh,
pull up with the looks.
you
I just
guys know. I
already
was
know.
literally just thinking about this yesterday. I was like, girl, what am I gonna wear? I have to give it, but I got something nasty in mind.
Oh, okay. Hopefully, some rich etiquette.
Girl, look, that's what I was thinking. But look, see, I have to pull the stops out for this one, girl. But we gonna see.
Period. I'm excited. All right, so let's get started. So, Frankie, today I want to talk to you all about your journey being from Houston, content creation, and what's next for you at festivals. So, let's get into it.
Okay.
You have built such a strong digital presence.
Oh,
When did you realize content creation was the path for you?
girl, honestly, it realized me. To be honest,
Mhm.
like it was kind of like a thing where I was having this conversation with one of my best friends the other day, and it was like, girl, like it's just so crazy. People be like think that it's kind of like a personality or like it's an online persona, but it's just like, girl, no, this is literally me. I just pick up the phone and started recording. So I was like, hey, might as well get paid while I'm acting a fool.
Mhm. And, I feel inclined to tell the people
Mm-hmm.
that this is authentically you. Like, this is not a persona. This is Frankie, real
Literally.
Frankie. And I love it. And I feel like Houston really gets to experience you and how amazing and fun and talented and authentic you are. And I'm so excited that the world finally gets to see this
Yeah.
side of you. Like,
Yes.
I'm just so
Yes.
proud.
That's
Um,
so good.
for sure. So you've given us iconic moments, but we have to talk about your hell yeah moment.
Oh my God.
Um, because that really took off into a world of its own.
Yeah. You know what? Hell yeah. Yeah.
Did you think that all these like brands and just like reuses of the audio would go
Oh,
crazy on TikTok?
I'm not gonna lie. Like the original video, because it was kind of like so risque. I was like, it ain't gonna be nothing, girl. Then I literally woke up the next day and we was already like at like 3.2 million views, and I was like, okay,
Mhm.
well, this is tea. And then one thing linked to the next, girl. The sound started trending on the TikTok charts. It just would. It was it. That sound, I would say, kind of changed my life, but the life that I was living was already tea. But girl, it
Mhm.
definitely added a little extra flavor.
Love it, love it. I think I saw Mac had used it, and I was like,
Hmm.
"Oh, Frankie is on." Okay.
Girl, literally, when I saw, like, I think it was Chipotle, bitch. When they
Mhm.
kind of like pulled it out and they was like, "Hey, we think we want to use your sound, and this is what we're offering." I was, "Hey, baby, have at it. It's all yours, okay? It's all yours."
Love it, love it. So I want to get back to talking a little bit about Houston.
Hmm.
How has the city kind of influenced you or impact you to be the person that you are today?
Uh, I would say Houston definitely like. I wouldn't say, I don't know if mold is the correct word, but it definitely
Mhm.
like added a little water onto my clay to help, build the foundation. It's been very accepting. Like honestly, this city has truly really changed my life. I've been here 10 years now. So it's
Mhm.
honestly, I like it's home. Like it's my roots a little bit. Like this is where I feel like I became like a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like this is kind of like really kind of really helped me blossom. And the city is just so filled with culture. It's rich in all aspects of like my walks of life, anybody walks of life, and it's just comfortable at the end of the day.
Love it, love it. As a fellow Houstonian myself, I can
Hmm.
definitely attest to that. I feel like Houston is such a rich city full of creatives and influencers and just so many talented people.
So
Sometimes
much.
I think about kind of like, like you, Nandi, me,
Hmm.
Tori, and how we kind of like really kind of made our start in the city and now are literally taking over.
Like taking
Um,
over, like flooding, like
Flooding.
flooding.
I like that, flooding. So speaking of Houston, I feel like the nightlife has definitely
Mm,
contributed to your rise. How
girl.
would you describe Houston nightlife and what is the ultimate like Houston night? Like how would you describe that?
Oh, to describe it, charismatic and never
Mm-hmm.
ending.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my ultimate night, I'm going to probably say, girl, it gotta be Seaside. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love that place. And then so like my new little routine now, I go to Seaside from because that stops at midnight, and then I leave there and I go to this place called Ball Kitty, and it just makes me feel like New York. Like I just be in there, just doing my little one foot girl, rubbing my chest, having me a good little time. So that's been like my ultimate go to right now.
Love it, love it. So now I kind of want to get into the fashion because
Mhm.
fashion and design has really been a part of your identity for so
Correct.
long. Like even going back to when we first worked together, we kind of brought you on to help style the models that we were doing for our spring. I think it was our spring issue at Houstonia, and you
Yep.
absolutely killed it. So I want to ask, like, what made you want to get into that aspect, and also incorporate that into your content?
It really just kind of started naturally, honestly. I was like, I would always make pieces like when I was getting ready to go out, and like,
Mhm,
so when I stopped, ended up stop styling, kind of had like abrupt halt, and I was like, I need to figure something out. And I think that's when I
mhm,
was like, well, let me see what this content thing is hitting on. If it's hot, if it's not, what can it do? And I just started like doing stuff that I do day to day. So fashion,
mhm,
of course, is my day to day, and I was like, well, let me just record this, record me making something, and I saw like a
mhm,
little inspo pic that I wanted to make. I was like, well, let me just see what it's giving. And it gave, girl. And I was just like, this is something good because I wanted to show it's like hard being a jack of all trades and being able to do everything and being so well
mhm,
rounded when it comes to being able to create and being a creator overall. So the aspect of it just kind of like let me showcase it in a way that still like resonates with my audience and its niches that they like to get to. So that's how it was like a natural marriage almost, just kind of like molding it to what they want to see or how they want to see it.
for sure. Sometimes it's like when I'm watching your videos, I think I could do that, but then realistically, I'm like,
Girl,
I can't do
and see,
that.
literally, that's the part that I love. Like, as long as you can feel like you can do it, and you had that little thought, my job is well done,
Love it. And speaking of designing, you also have your own brand called
girl.
Rich Etiquette.
Literally, that
So let's talk
rich.
about yes, let's talk about that a little bit. How did that brand come together from the name to the pieces that you design? Like, how would you describe the creative direction behind it?
So literally, I've never told how I really came up with that's rich. So girl,
Okay.
I was literally downtown, drunk as a skunk, living a party. And one I was going like walking past, it's a little after hours for my community and it's called Hamburger Mary's. So we was downtown at Hamburger Mary's and it was my best friend and I was walking by and a homeless lady was like saying something. She was, you think you so cute with your ragdoll fashions. I was like, well, girl, that's rich coming from you laying on the side of the road. And she's, oh, that's
Mm-hmm.
nice. I like that. And then ever since, I see her often. So I like literally give her food. Like I literally just saw her today on the same post because I was leaving a restaurant. I bought her some food. Like that's my girl. And we say all the time, I was like, girl, ain't that rich? She was, that's rich. And that's literally how I came up with that rich it is. So I kind of, rich etiquette came because like I started, once I ended up doing the fashion, I was like giving girls tips on dating and how to spot a man with the coins and etc. like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this is rich, but I need to give it a word, and it's etiquette. So I was, oh, rich etiquette, girl, and then it just works.
Love it, love it. It's kind of like everything kind of like came together piece by piece,
Piece
literally.
lips, brick by brick, girl. Brick, and when it's supposed to happen, it blows my mind. It literally blows my mind.
So something exciting that you're gearing up to do is you're kind of
Mhm.
going on like this mini tour with Kin the Man.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever kind of talked about this outwardly, but how did
Mhm.
that sort of bond happen between you and her?
So Kenan, that's my girl. I love her so much. That we Our first time meeting was through one of our other mutual friends named Kenan. It was also on a photo shoot. It was
Mhm.
for her a remix that she did. I cannot think of it right now. I know the song, but I don't remember what we called it. I think we called it Uh-Oh. And,
Okay.
it was for that. We did the cover art. We hated it. Me and Ken got into it on the set. It was just like whatever. So, but we kept on going and we kept on doing shoots, and then we kind of just did it happened naturally where we just stopped working with each other professionally, like in that aspect, at least, like with me and her stylist and creative director, but we still pitch each other ideas, but that just kind of stopped. And not even on purpose, but kind of by accident, because we just became good friends and we was just like, girl, okay, hey. And then we just started doing stuff back and forth. She's always been supportive of my career, clearly, girl. So it
Mhm.
just that's how it happened on a photo shoot, and girl, we just kept it going from there.
Love it, love it. Funny enough, we actually had Ken the Man perform at our first creators
Hmm.
house. So I think that
Yep.
this is kind of like full circle. That is
So
like
full
both
circle.
have your own moment at festival with GU.
Hello.
So speaking of GU, you are our official host for both
Yeah.
Kickback and Creators House. How are you feeling about that?
Girl, like when we got that email, my manager goes like, "Hey, so Essence is trying to get you to host something." I was like, okay, cool. But when we got on the call, we like went through the details. I was like, oh, so this like a hosting. Like, girl, that's on my way to the Met red carpet now, too. So I was beyond excited, especially with the history that I have there with you and Nandi. It was just, oh, girl, it makes me emotional a little bit, just like seeing all of this, even like sitting here talking to you in this capacity
Mhm.
right now. And when we had the conversation, when we wrapped the shoot and you was telling me your
Mhm.
dreams, and like sitting here seeing you do it, it's just like so, like literally, like, wait a second, girl. Like, we did this a little bit. And it's just literally, it's an honor. It's truly an honor.
Mhm.
And I could not be more excited to do my like first real deal 1-2 with nobody other than home, honestly.
Mhm. Every year we think about who do we want to host, and last year we had Jay Mulan and she literally knocked it out the park, and so this year we were like, oh my god, like who are we gonna get? And the
Yep.
first name I thought of, Frankie. Like,
Period.
I feel like you've had such a tremendous rise in such a
Yeah.
short amount of time, and I feel like you know how to work a crowd, and I
Oh,
have no doubts that the crowd is not going to be jumping with you on stage. So I'm beyond excited about that.
so excited.
So for my next couple questions, I kind of want to talk a little bit about being a creator and kind of advice to the creators that are going to be on the ground. Because a lot of our attendees, they want to become influencers. They
Hmm.
want to, figure out how they can have their own viral moment,
Hmm.
right? As a rising creative, what is something that you've learned through your journey from going viral to forming relationships?
Girl, structure.
Hmm.
I cannot stress enough. I literally wrote the ebook on it, on how to on making sure that your social media is structured. The one thing that I really appreciate, I guess, with like my journey with it and kind of like rising to fame, was that I always had bullet points of where somebody else can like see more of me or see exactly what I do, how to interact or support, however they wanted to do. I had structure. So
Hmm.
that's the one thing, and that's with anything, whether you want to be an influencer, whether you want to be a doctor or nurse, you have to have some type, you have to have, I call them bullet points, which I feel like are like revisit moments to like wherever you want to move and to get ahead, just to like stay on path, just structure. I cannot stress structure enough.
Hmm. Love it, love it. So, one thing about you, you're very active online. You have a really big personality. And not only are you sharing it within your group, but you're kind of sharing it with the world now. How
Yeah.
do you find moments to kind of like protect your peace while still
Mhm.
being online?
Controlling your narrative, honestly.
Mm,
Like, the stories that I tell and the things that I tell, of course, are so inviting. So it can make someone feel very prone to that parasocialism, which is
mhm,
okay. And a lot of people need that. So it's just still, I don't, and that's such a always a tough question to answer, because I
mhm.
kind of jade the two without purposely blurring them, because
Okay.
my online person is me. So it's like, what how do I do it? But I just do it. Like even when people come up to me, we take pictures, we do etc. They want their little mini advices right there, girl. I give it to them, but I guess knowing the solitude of like what I'm doing right now, like when I'm in my own home, in my own dominion, it's mine. And then when I know when
Mhm.
I step outside, I'm Frankie Blue in full throttle, you know. So I kind of
Yeah.
think that's where I'm able to separate the two.
Love it, love it. So winding down to my last two questions. Um, Overall, how does it feel to sort of be on this next wave of Black internet culture? Like I feel like we're seeing this new wave of influencers, this new
Mm-hmm.
wave of creators, and I truly believe that you're at the top of that chain.
Oh,
So how does it feel to kind of like be ushered in as like this new class, if you will?
sacred. No pun intended, girl, but sacred. But sacred. It feels like because we're in like I don't know. I literally was having a conversation with myself the other day, and like out of the blue, "The Revolution is Being Televised" came on. I think that's Kendrick
Mhm.
Lamar, or some whatever song it is, and I was like, "Ooh, that's rich," because I really feel like that is what we're not only what the world is going through with us as Black individuals and especially creators, reclaiming our time, reclaiming our moment, reclaiming who we are, what is ours. It just feels so sacred and important. And to be a part of that, I feel like in just a little way that I do pitch into it, it's undeniable. I can't, I wouldn't change it for the world. It's an honor. I'm grateful to be able to offer what I can to what I can.
Yeah, for sure. Love it. So, winding down to my last question for you, Frankie, there are going to be a lot of attendees on the ground that's going to want to connect with you,
Hmm.
take pictures with you, or any, creator for that matter. What is your
Absolutely.
advice to them about approaching you or just approaching other creators in real life?
Just I mean, read the room and just kind of like maintain that you can see a boundary. Always, I think a lot of me especially, I love taking the pictures. I love giving the hugs. I love to exchange your energy because you just never know what people need. So
Mhm.
that one little hug could probably save them from their 13th reason, literally, and taking things a little further than it needs to be. So always, I am always open. But just read the room. If somebody don't want to be touched a different way, if they don't want to hug, or just simply just ask if you're not sure. But girl, me, come on, let's get to it. Get to it.
Love it. Well, thank you so much, Frankie, for chatting with GU today. And you can catch Frankie at Creators House and Kickback this year at Essence Festival of Culture. Until next time.